Hello.
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 Hi there.
Greetings.
Greetings.
On a beautiful day.
Absolutely. We may have a fuzzy tail going back and forth.
It's always nice to have friends around.
Oh, yes. Here she is.
Hello. Hi, Kitty.
Hi there. Hi, Patina.
Greetings.
Greetings.
On a beautiful day.
Oh, okay. I'm hearing our echo. Let's all check our browsers.
Did you close everything?
I got mine.
No, no, no,
We
no,
have
no,
a
no.
fuzzy tail going.
Where am I
back and
going
forth.
now?
It's fine.
That's all.
Reliables. It's,
Hi, Larry. Hi, Barbara.
There we go. Hello.
All right. Echo's gone on my end. Did we solve it? Go team.
Hopefully.
I think so.
Good. Good, good.
It's interesting for us. We go to the church website in order to get to this and join with Zoom, but then we have to close the church website in order to get rid of the echo. It's
You have to close everything else.
absolutely everything, including the church website. And that just, to me, is counterintuitive, but whatever.
Whatever works.
The internet is a very strange place.
It is indeed in more ways than one.
That's right. Well, it's good to see and be with you all. I'm sorry I missed last week, but I know that Jason was very glad to be here and share some time with you. So, and now I'm glad to be back. So let's go ahead and jump in and see how everyone's doing. Barbara and Larry, are you willing to start today?
Can't hear them.
Whoops.
Yeah, we can't hear you two, actually.
No, we're not muted.
There we are. Nope.
There we
Okay.
It's the volume's too low.
Might have to maybe sit closer or something, Larry. It's like we're getting every other word you're saying.
Well, maybe it's because I speak Southern Illinois.
We heard that.
There we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn it all the way up.
No, that's them. And that has nothing to do with us, I don't think.
Okay.
But anyway, once again, third time, we got our third COVID shots yesterday.
Hey.
Now we are thoroughly vaccinated. In case any of you are looking, we were not able to locate anything locally in Woodstock. Maybe in Crystal Lake it would be better, I don't know. But we did manage to find appointments at Harvard, at the Walgreens at Harvard. And we're a little bit unique because we're on the Moderna group, which I don't think it really matters on the third one now because you can mix and match if you need to.
Well, that's interesting because we are on the Moderna and I was wondering where we were going to be able to get it.
Well,
We can't hear Barbara when she's speaking. I don't know if
back off, on.
now we can.
Now
Yep.
we can-
Okay. Wait, I just looked on the Walgreens site for where are we? Woodstock. but they were all full. So then I just picked Harvard, and they had a lot to choose from. That may have changed in the last few days, but that was a couple days ago. You could just sign right up. So
Good.
anyway,
Well, we'll have to investigate McHenry because they've been doing the Pfizer all along, and just need to check with them and see
Moderna,
for the Moderna.
yeah.
We have it in our heads that we would prefer to get the third shot as the Moderna also, since that's what we started with. Some reading Paul has done indicates that that's the better way to go.
Barbara and Larry, how are you both feeling afterwards? Did you have any kind of a reaction? Good. We have lost your sound again. I'm so sorry.
Maybe we should go back.
Let's try that. Yeah, we'll wait for you. Yep.
Oh.
Hello, Kyle, and welcome to FCC.
Hey, hi, Kyle.
Hey,
Kyle, I had a number of people ask on Sunday, and I didn't know the precise answer. What was the first way that you found our church? Did you find us on Facebook? Like, how did you happen upon
yeah,
an
Facebook.
Illinois? Yeah. Okay. That's so cool. And was it worship? Was it prayer group? Which was the first thing that popped into your feed
The
somehow?
worship.
Nice.
Very nice.
Hmm?
Don't mind getting-
Your avatar.
We can hear you, Barbara. We just can't hear Larry. Maybe it's wherever your microphone is.
Amazing.
Speak into the
One time before I did stop in for worship in person once, a few years back before the pandemic.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that. That's
back when they had one of the Pokemon Go events in Chicago. So it was kind of in this state.
nice. Very cool.
You're very cool.
That's kind of the way we got to FCC. Our son was performing. He's a tenor, and he was singing with some groups in the Chicago area. And we were out from West Virginia to visit him
And go to the show.
and go to his show. And we knew we were going to move to this part of the world at some point. And when we would come to see him in a show, we would pick a town to go to where there was a congregational church. And so then on Sunday morning, we'd head out to wherever. We went to several different places. And we happened to be at FCC in March when they were having the spring concert. We didn't know it that morning when we came out to go to church, and we learned that they were going to have this concert in the afternoon. So we stuck around and we went to the concert in the afternoon, and we were sold.
Mm.
Nice.
So we actually picked our church before we picked our house.
I love it.
Let's see. I think we're still not hearing Barbara and Larry. I'm so sorry, you two.
Not hearing me still?
Well, now I am. It kind of comes and goes. I'm not sure what the thing would be.
I don't know. Maybe some crackers got into the mic.
Or a chipmunk.
Yeah.
I think we've said about all we need to say anyway, haven't we? So
Okay.
we can
All
move
right.
on to others.
Well, congratulations on your booster, and I'm glad that it was much simpler than getting the first two, it sounds like, even though you had to go to Harvard. So that's great news.
And I also, one last thing, I'd like to welcome Kyle visually.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been talking back and forth on the phone, but this is the first time we've had a chance to communicate face to face.
Kyle, you've got one heck of a shepherd. All right. Thank you, Barbara and Larry. Kyle, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Earlier today, I had a dental cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm still feeling a little numb.
Mm-hmm. How are your students doing?
Good.
Good.
Today, they went on a field trip to a farm,
Nice.
specifically for children with disabilities.
Very
So they
cool.
have a ramp and a tree house and a lot of animal activities for them. I'm sure they had a fun time.
I bet. That sounds great.
Mhm.
Anything you want us to pray for, Kyle?
Pray for some of my general health and everything, and yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kyle.
Thanks.
Cynthia, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Just kind of to echo what everybody said, welcome, Kyle. And just a joy of so many new members able to join us. I know Graham and I are shepherding one new couple, Bill and Bev, and so we're looking forward to get to know them a little bit better, and a lot of the members. I was reading through the bios again, and man, do we look like we have an outstanding group.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then just kind of a some minor little joy, but I'd been having some ear pain, migraines, this and that lately, and finally went to a doctor yesterday who said I have TMJ, which is kind of, jaw pain and ringing in the ears and stuff like that. So I'm thankful that I found an answer, but there's not really a whole lot you can do besides just, wear a night guard. And of course, I just got a beautiful bag of apples from the orchard. So I will be cutting them up into little tiny pieces for the week, or maybe, baking them or something, just to kind of give my jaw a little bit of a rest from that. So, and then the joy of my brother's birthday is tomorrow, and mine is Sunday. So that's always kind of a fun time. I am a Halloween baby. I tell everyone once they learn that, they're like, oh, that makes sense. So, but just the joy of, when my brother and I, with our birthdays being so close, just the joy that we're going to be able to celebrate everybody together at our favorite restaurant, just like kind of old times this weekend. So it should be very, very nice to be able to do that after, at least 1, maybe 2 years of virtual or things like that. So
That sounds amazing.
yeah, it's at Paisanos in Richmond. If anyone has been there, yeah, it's outstanding. And if you haven't, go at some point when you feel comfortable. It's very, very good.
Nice. Good. Thank you, Cynthia. And happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Joe and Paul, how are the two of you today?
Pretty good. I just say to Cynthia, our first child was the predicted due date was Halloween. She managed to stay inside until the 6th of November and popped out at only 9 pounds,
Well, my due date was my brother's birthday 4 days earlier. So I tell him every year, I'm like, you can thank me that we don't actually share a birthday.
That's right.
So, but we're doing pretty well. Nothing that needs to actually go on the church prayer list, but just to share here. I am scheduled for a chemical stress test next week on Monday. And I'm a little bit anxious about it. I had one of these quite a few years ago and was very, very uncomfortable afterwards and swore I would never do it chemically again. I would get on the treadmill and go. Well, with the issues, particularly with my knee, which is really a problem now, I'm not walking the neighborhood with Paul, and hip issues. I just can't get out and carry on like that. So the cardiologist wants to do a stress test. He does it about every 2 to 3 years because I did have a cardiac procedure 13 years ago, coming up on 13th anniversary of that. And so he does this, and he said he just scheduled it as a chemical stress test. And they inject a chemical, which for me caused a major flush, which wasn't so bad, but it was the headache afterwards. It was just horrific. Paul happened to be out of town that day when I did that. And I was grateful to just be able to, when I finally settled down enough to be able to drive the car 3 miles from the hospital to home, I just crawled in bed. I didn't have any dinner, and I just to sleep it off. They've told me that it's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still, I have to admit that there's some anxiety going on. And by Tuesday night next week, we can give you a report.
Okay. All right.
In my case, my back has been acting up again.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't say I'm continuing to get better. Unfortunately, I've taken one step back, and we'll just wait and see how this goes with whatever the doctors have in store for me over the next few weeks. But it is limiting the amount of activity I can have out in the yard without it becoming somewhat aggravated. So that's disappointing.
Yeah.
But that's life for the moment. As I indicated to Emily, we had a wonderful weekend despite my problem, and went to see the opera at the movie theater, which was a broadcast from the Metropolitan Opera, titled "Fire Shut Up in My Bones,"
Which is a quote from Jeremiah.
and is the story of the growing up of a Black child in basically in Louisiana. A number of years back. The author is based on the author's memoir, but a very, very meaningful thing, and I would think would be of interest to people just to have a better understanding of Black culture from that time period. Not that some of the problems addressed aren't universal.
Mm-hmm.
So that was most interesting, and then we got to go to the brass band concert. So that was great fun.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Weren't they talented? My goodness.
Indeed.
Wonderful.
Hopefully we'll
One of us is going to have to
I'll
depart.
go out.
We have somebody coming to do some handyman work for us, and he's just coming up. Tyler Iskra for
Wow.
on his day off and in the evenings, he's developed a small business of his own where he's doing repairs and so forth. And it was serendipitous. I happened to be talking to Dan, and the fellow who has helped us for 14 years is so overbooked he can't do anything, and we've got some things that need attention. And Dan told us about his son, and we contacted Tyler, and he said, sure. And so he's just come after work to take a look and do what he can do.
Oh my gosh.
So
Wonderful.
yes, we're very grateful.
Good.
So anyway, yeah, a little bit concerned about Paul's backward steps.
Yeah.
So. Then it just impacts more or less anything that he can do outside, and I can't do all of what he used to do. I'm doing a lot of it, but I can't do it all.
Right.
So.
Thanks, Joe. Well, my prayer requests from the congregation are limited, which is actually kind of nice. It's good to have a short prayer list every now and then. But a number of requests from Lori Renslow. Lori, within her fairly immediate circle, has sustained 4 losses in the past couple of weeks here. One of them being Valerie Curley, who's been on our prayer list for a long time. I think that's the one that's impacting her the most at this time. But I mean, that many deaths one upon another is just, as we can all imagine, incredibly overwhelming and painful. So if you could keep Lori specifically in your prayers, and then all those around her who have sustained a loss in this time, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. And I will just share, I had the privilege today of chit-chatting with our speaker for our Grieving Together weekend, Dow Edgerton, and selfishly, I am so glad that we're hosting him because he's such a lovely person, and it's great to have an excuse to be on the phone with him on such frequent occasion. But I'm also just really looking forward to having him out and having us all learn from him. So I know that some of you have registered for that Saturday workshop. If you're not available, no worries, but I hope that if you have the ability to attend, you will, because he really is he's got a tremendous heart, and he's very much looking forward to being with us and learning alongside us that day. So
I'm looking forward to that. We have a potential conflict in that our granddaughter in Kalamazoo, Michigan, has been taking a class this quarter in the steel pans.
oh,
And I'm fascinated with the pans. And I asked her if they do a concert or a recital at the end of their quarter, if she would please let us know, and would it be okay if we came to hear it? It's very potentially that weekend.
sure.
And so I'm torn, but she has reached out and has bonded more with us. And if she does let us know about this, it's almost like we need to go. But I want to be 2 places at once.
Yeah.
You can't do Kalamazoo and Crystal Lake at the same time.
It'd be tough. I will say for all of those events at the church that weekend, everything will be recorded. So there are ways to engage online if you can't be present. And there will be, you can view the recordings afterwards. So I know that it's not the same, but it's not like all the content will be missed and unavailable. So just a word of encouragement if that concert is happening, because yes, that's definitely a place where you should be. But yeah.
As a beginner, she's obviously not going to be playing the way we hear Matt play, but she's a beginner. But I was so excited when I learned that she was going to be taking this class. I just am thrilled.
Yeah. Very good. I think that's all the prayers we have together for today. The prayer that I have for us is written by Joyce Rupp, who is a writer and this beautiful creator of prayers. And this one is so simple, but I think just lovely. So would you all pray with me? Oh God, when my peace of mind and gentleness of heart slip away, hold my hand. When I lose sight of my worthiness and inherent goodness, hold my hand. When unrealistic expectations crowd out joy and satisfaction, hold my hand. When I forget to breathe in and to listen to my inner being, hold my hand. When fear of vulnerability keeps me from reaching out, hold my hand. When I stumble and fall on the path of doing too much, hold my hand. When most everything I have believed turns to ashes, hold my hand. When the distress of others overwhelms my compassion, hold my hand. When earth's beauty fails to provide comfort for me, hold my hand. When the path of life feels fruitless and deserted, hold my hand. When even your presence has fled my awareness, hold my hand. Tender-hearted one, remind me often that you walk with me, that I am never alone, even when I limp along in the hazy grayness of life. Keep teaching me how necessary it is to care well for myself, to trust that the valleys of darkness I may walk through are part of the journey of spiritual transformation. I place my hand in yours once again and move forward with hope in your loving presence. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you all for being here. Kyle, I'm putting a care package together for you. It's coming your way soon. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Emily.
Take care. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye, everybody.